Alright, so Drama Theory has made another video, and it is the Disventure Camp Scrapped Ideas. So obviously it's something that pre-beta, before they were going to go into doing Adventure Camp and all this other stuff. Maybe these were ideas, or maybe these were ideas when they were going in production with Season 2 and how they wanted to implement it. I don't know, all depends.
Hospital, Hunter and Ellie showering together, and
Oh!
Chef giving advice to Oliver. Stay tuned, because these are just a few of the best Disventure Camp Scrapped Ideas.
Alright,
Number
let's see
one.
the Scrapped
The
Ideas.
fifth challenge from Season 2 was initially supposed to be a talent contest.
Okay.
We even got a hint about that during the episode.
Miss Crystal, wasn't today's challenge supposed to be a talent show?
The questions are for the campers, Oliver.
Number 2. I knew that Chris was a little scary, but I didn't think that he could literally haunt some of the contestants. During the first challenge of Disventure Camp Season 2, Oliver's hallucination moment should have involved the apparition of a black silhouette of Chris McLean, instead of the scene with him next to a tree. Number 3.
Okay.
Talking about Chris, his daughter, Crystal, was supposed to have the same clothes colors as he had during Total Drama. Both of these ideas were scrapped in order to avoid future problems with Fresh TV.
That is awesome. How like they easily avoided a claim like I know that Blue Productions, like obviously I'm bringing them now to this because like they did this for like their own version of the future of Total Drama. What happened to all these stars now that like they finished the competitions? Like, did they still end up making friends? What happened to their futures? Like they actually did that. I reacted to it, and it did feel like it was going to be a closer for what's to be expected of the campers that you grew up watching on the television. And now that we're in the reboot season, now it's going to be the same thing, but people are going to start talking about them when it gets to their point of like, oh, they already like have finished their run with so many years doing this challenge. What is their futures like stuff like that. But obviously the ones that have the rights to it will claim you and will like spit on you, saying that no, you can't do that because that's our property and you can't do it. And that's what happened to Blue Productions, and it might be the reason why they're not seeing, or they're unable to post the part 2 to their Disventure Camp, or not Disventure Camp, to their Total Drama reunion, the last one. Like they can't do it, and I've been seeing comments going into like, where is it, and I saw one in a particular saying, oh, it's probably because whatchamacallit, some issues with Fresh TV. Like, it happens.
Number 4. Considering Lake's backstory, it would have made sense for her to be a more timid person. Apparently, that's what the creators had in mind at first.
But
yet they eventually decided to give her a more cheerful personality and let Maggie and Tess be more introverted. Number 5.
Yeah.
This scrapped scene would have probably been the most iconic Total Drama reference. In the original versions of Season 2's finale, Oliver was supposed to be promoted to chef for the next season compared to challenge supervisor. Also, in the same episode, we would have gotten a scene in which Maggie compliments and Yule insults Lake's new wig. Number 6.
Okay.
You know the kiss challenge
That would've
from
been
Season
awesome.
2? Well, apparently, this challenge was initially intended to take place in the first Adventure Camp, but
What?
the creators dropped the idea when they realized it would have been really strange to include a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
Number 7.
that's weird.
Also related to this challenge, initially, we were supposed to see a confessional in which Kai was yapping about the kiss, calling it a bridge that joins two souls to allow themselves to savor the purest essence of each other.
that would have been amazing. And also, what the hell?
Radical left. Would you shut up, man?
I'm actually glad.
Okay, that would have been like a very Kai moment of what's expected. But obviously, like they went into a good route either way. Like for the second season, like they went a good route. So still, don't, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Glad that they removed this one. Number 8. Tom's encounter with Jensen from Season 1 finale was pretty epic. But you know what's even better? The original scene in which we got to see a beatdown.
Oh,
between
this one
Chef
was
and Jensen.
awesome.
Thank God Chef was there, because Tom got demolished by Jensen in only a few seconds.
True.
Number 9. Hunter and Ellie had one of the best dynamics out of the second season, but probably one of their best interactions was actually scrapped. This is how the scene would have gone down. After the horror-themed challenge, Ali would have gone to shower to wash off the ketchup. Later on, Hunter would have come around to accompany her, feeling guilty over failing to protect her. As probably expected, the scene would have ended with Ali inviting Hunter to shower with her, resulting in a romantic moment between the two of them. The only footage that's available is an art concept made by Karazar Zone, who is also the writer of this scene. I think that even this scene was a reference to the original scenario.
But we should go take a shower first. Like, one after the other, you know? Crystal said we should do it.
Number 10. Working as a staff member in a reality show can be pretty hard.
But like now,
Oliver
like their
admitted that
relationship
in
is
one of
bad.
his
I was
scrapped
about to say
scenes,
that.
After he was fired by Crystal, instead of talking to Connor at the bar, he was supposed to talk with Chef Hatchet, who knows very well how it feels to deal with the McLeans.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this scene was also deleted in order to avoid any issues with Fresh TV.
True.
Number
It's
11.
a good
We
and
know that
safe
during the show, Carol
push.
had a special connection with the animals. Yet, what isn't that well known is that she was initially meant to have a connection with even wilder animals. But it was changed so that her connection would seem more realistic and significant.
Okay.
Even though I can't really imagine what's wilder than a crocodile.
True.
Number 12. It's a usual thing for many series to add things in the show that aren't in the official script. Like the picture that showed a bald Lake and Allie in her Playboy bunny costume. Apparently, the creators just made them up during the production of the episode.
What?
Number 13.
That's crazy.
The scene in which Crystal was talking about her relationship with Chris was full of emotions. Yet the creators originally wanted to give this scene even more value by releasing a bonus clip before airing the 6th episode of Season 2. Luckily, the clip is still available on YouTube in Spanish.
¿Podrías al menos aparentar un poco de interés paternal?
Aquí vamos otra vez.
Apparently, Chris receives a gift from the original cast on which they left a note saying, "Now you know how it feels like." Besides that, in this bonus clip, we find out that Chris was actually the one who made sure Crystal would get the job. This
That's
bonus clip
sick.
was also made by the YouTuber Karazar Zone. Number 14.
The writer.
Carol made one hell of a night butcher. Yet, the original butcher's identity was maybe one of the biggest plot twists in the series, as he was supposed to be Jensen. Yeah, good luck explaining that to the cops. Also, the original name of the night butcher was actually Nape Whisperer. Number 15.
What? The Nape
It was
Whisperer?
pretty ironic
That sounds
the oldest
terrifying.
And the youngest contestants of the series got to be Season 1's finalists.
Which was
However,
awesome.
In the original Adventure Camp, Ellie was one of the finalists and the canon winner of the first season, instead of Miriam. Number 16. Aiden had a pretty calm reaction after being pushed into the lake by James, but I guess that reaction had more sense in the original scene, in which they were supposed to hold hands and jump together. Number 17. The scene when James backstabbed Yule and poisoned him with those mushrooms in order to save Aiden was one of Season 2's biggest plot twists. Yet in the original script, James was supposed to reveal Yule's plans to everyone.
I'm trying to watch
which
it.
would have just resulted in Yule being simply
I'll probably
voted
forget.
up. The funny part is that before getting eliminated, Yule was supposed to threaten James by saying that he would get him cancelled. Number 18. In
That
the
would have
beta
been an
version of the
awesome
show, instead of Derek
premise to
and Trevor,
put.
we got to see
Because like
Jared
he
as
was the
main
social
host.
media
To be honest,
guy.
I'm glad they changed him in the new Season 1 since he felt like a budget Chris. Number 19. You know how in the finale, Lake and Carol had to shoot the finalists with golf balls? Well, in the original version, after the scene in which Carol landed a few good shots on James, Lake would have decided to shoot her with the golf balls instead of Rhea. Number 20. Crystal underwent a big character development. However, her change was originally going to be symbolized by letting her hair loose rather than getting a new outfit. There's even an art post that shows what that would have looked like. Number 21.
she looks
During the challenge in which the contestants had to stay awake,
like
we
more
were originally
normal
supposed to
instead
see
of
a
like
scene with
unhinged.
Allie and Hunter playing Jenga. But, as we know, that scene was removed in the final cut.
No
Number
Jenga,
22.
just Switch.
We all know Disventure Camp's iconic intro, yet it seems like besides the music, the intro should have also included some lyrics.
Oh, that's true. Because it's not.
The creators
If
had
it
to
actually
remove
did
them
have
from one
a
episode due to time
lyric
constraints,
based,
and then decided
it would
to
have been
remove them
truly
completely from the entire season
huge
for
homage
continuity.
to
These
Total
lyrics
Drama.
were also written by Karazar Zone and were featured in his Disventure Camp Iceberg video. The song is performed by Nina's Spanish voice actress Nato Saosa. Number 23. Which one's the transgender character? was one of the questions
what?
that remained unanswered for most of Season 2, up until
There's a
episode 11
transgender
came
character?
around.
I didn't know that.
However, the original plan was to reveal Aiden as the transgender character in an iceberg video. Number 24.
Ah.
The original script of Season 2 included a scene in which Nina was calling Crystal stupid. Number 25. I don't know about you guys, but the plot with the illegal activities from the first season didn't really impress me. At least not as much as the
Ooh.
first scenario did. That's because in the original Adventure Camp, instead of doing some wildfire damage and illegal deforestation, Jensen and the old host actually kidnapped Chris, stealing
Oh,
his
yeah,
identity
that's true.
and a part of his money in order to finance the show. Number 26. Naming an episode Rotten Fruits isn't exactly a bright idea. Yet, I can't say the same thing about the original name.
Damn, take
which
notes,
was
take notes,
Extreme
Disventure
Slip,
Camp.
which was a reference to James's slip during the
'Cause
episode.
they're spinning
it wasn't
facts.
officially stated, but my best guess is that the creators decided to change this name due to its similarity with the name of a total drama episode called Extreme Torture. Number 27. It's pretty normal for a series to undergo more versions of the same episode before getting to the final version, but the one with the most changes was probably the 10th episode of Season 2, since this episode had 2 other script versions before the final one. The other 2 were full of small changes, like Oliver listening to Marcus's conversation with Crystal and worrying about her health, Crystal being the one who kicks Hunter out of the production tent, and Rosa Maria having a more surprised and sad reaction after finding out about Ria's betrayal. Number
Damn.
28. As revealed by the YouTuber Silly Billy, the original cast for Disventure Camp All-Stars underwent a big change during the production.
And stated
Okay.
at one point the first boot of one of the seasons was considered to be joining this all-star cast, but the winner of that season was not.
So the problem was that even though the season was called All-Stars, it wouldn't have included Miriam.
No!
Even though she won the last season. Number 29. In the original, supposed to turn 30 instead of 29 during the 3rd episode of Season 2. I honestly don't know why they bothered to change this number. Number 30. During the history of Total Drama and Disventure Camp, there have been a lot of interesting strategies. Still though, one of the wildest was in the original version of Disventure Camp Season 2. Here, Allie would have asked Hunter and Tess to vote for her in order to make others believe that their trio is no longer a threat.
Okay.
So there it is, guys. What was your favorite scrapped idea? Make sure to tell me in the comments.
Well, I could tell you now because obviously I know eventually like I could come across in like your field of view drama theory, but my favorite one has to be the one of I wish we actually did get like a scene of Chris talking with Crystal and how the whole point of her becoming the next host for Season 2. That would have been amazing, but obviously I know the whole sense of like don't use something that is property of someone else's because obviously they're going to end up getting mad and they're going to end up claiming it and end up taking your stuff down like that. Obviously that's what sucks and you don't want that. So that was obviously like the one that was a scrapped idea I really did enjoy and would have enjoyed seeing, but circumstances happen and you can't do it. But overall, these were all interesting scrapped ideas I haven't seen. So I'm hoping that once we get closer and closer to the finale of All Stars, the crazy stuff is gonna happen. But yeah, that'll be it for this. Awesome.